That's the questions that you need to ask, like, where do you want me? When do I need to get there? And then it's like, how? It's like, I'll take care of the how.
Yeah,
you know?
that's so good. That's so good. I love that. Yeah. And so, basically, I felt like he told me my answer was in my mom, which at that time was like, I wasn't expecting that to be like what I felt like he was gonna tell me, and I really wasn't sure like what my mom was gonna say about it. I hadn't actually really talked to her about any of the ways that I had been feeling and any of the ways, like anything that had been happening. And I think that's probably the biggest part of why he wanted me to get my answer in her, because he knew that like I'd have to tell her and I'd have to open up, because I just had been so closed off that there was no room for me to heal, because you can't heal from something that you're hiding. You can't heal from something that you haven't let go of and opened up with. So I ended up talking to her. It was such a good conversation, and I opened up about just everything, and she was like, I don't think it's a bad idea. Like when I got to the part about taking the semester off school, I was like, really? Like you don't? And so basically I went into after still just like us talking to my dad and praying about it and stuff like that, I went into the office at U of L and I did something. So like I said, I had already been a month and a half into school, and so technically I was like past the withdrawal date. And so U of L has something called a compassionate withdrawal, and I ended up doing that, and literally by the grace of God got 100% of my tuition back, because that was one of the biggest parts of it. As I was
just
paying
about
for my
to be
school,
walking into some debt.
I was gonna say I was paying for my school, and I was like, I can't afford to pay for school and not go to my classes. Like if I'm paying for it, I'm gonna go. And I went in to the office, and they told me, they were like, you won't know how much tuition you get back until after you drop out. I was like, oh no. But again, as I like continued to pray about it, I just felt like the Lord was like, do you trust me? Like, are you trusting me? And I was like, I think so. And so, dropped out of school and then got that 100% back, which is just wild, and super thankful for that.
Well, that's awesome.
That's just a small way of him providing, too. So, anywho, that all happened. And then for like 3 months, I was just working and a lot. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I don't know, I'm not in school, and like, that was a common question too, is everyone's like, how's school going? And you're like, well, I dropped out. Everyone's like, what?
That's literally the conversation I had with all of my friends. I like went and just started working at restaurants and delivering pizzas. And all of my buddies are getting engaged, or like so my buddies, like, one went to CCU, got his like youth ministry degree. Another one is becoming a doctor. Another one got his SPAD major and works for Under Armour. Another one is a lieutenant in the military. And I'm just like just
college
taking a couple months, and I'm going to deliver some pizzas for a while, really find myself for a minute.
That's so funny. That's like, that's how I was seeing it. It was like everyone's doing all these things, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. So that's, which is a really humbling experience too, to have to like come to that place where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know that the Lord is doing something, and I have to be okay with that.
That's also a thing that I think needs to happen for most people who like go share the gospel, because for one, it's uncommon to do that, but you've got to be walking in like a mindset where humility just has to be like your number one thing. There was a day where I was delivering pizzas, and it was in the middle of the day, and it was downtown, and I was delivering like this, they call it a coffin because of like how big the pizza box delivery thing is, and it was like $400 worth of pizzas to Humana. So I walk into Humana with all these execs and all that, and like big wigs and everything, and I give them the money, or I give them the pizzas, they give me the money, and I'm in these blue khaki shorts, a domino polo, and I've got a not even a hat, but like a visor on, where like my hair's just like floofing out the sides. I go to get back in my car, and I pull off onto Main Street, and my car breaks down in the middle of the road right in front of Humana. And I'm like standing out there, like lifting the hood up off my car, and it's like lunch hour too. So everybody that's like blue white collar is like walking around me, and I look up and I'm like, this is not funny. I'm like, I get it. Like, I get it. Like, can we not do this now? Like, but there is, like, to me, if I had to, like, say anything to anybody, is, like, prepare to have, like, your mentality, like, completely, like, torn apart and rebuilt, because you're going to be just walking into, like, a completely new situation that you're going to have to, like, have a good mindset to go into.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of, like, I just kind of got this, it popped in my head, and I've heard this a lot recently, actually, but they talk about how, like, a lot of times we have closed fists and we're holding on to all of these things that, like, we want to keep because it's what we're used to, it's what we're comfortable in. And, like, in order for, like, you to receive the things that, like, God has for you and the things that he wants to give you, like, you have to let go of those things and you have to release it. And sometimes releasing all those things hurts, and it's, like, humiliating because all of a sudden they're exposed and they're out in the open. But, like, now you get to receive the glory of who God is and, like, in those things. And I feel like that was almost, like, kind of what my life's been like in the past 6 months now, of, like, I was holding on to things so tight and so, like, my fists were, like, clenched, and I was like, I'm not letting go of these things. It's too much to, like, it's too messy, it's too humiliating, or, you know, anything of that sort. But it's like, as soon as you, like, let go of that and like the way that the Lord shows up, the things that you receive in, like, the obedience of just letting go is incredible. It makes you forget about all the things you're holding on to.
I feel that.
And that's, so where the next part of the story goes, basically, is I started thinking, like I said, I wasn't in school, so it's like, okay, am I going back to school? What am I doing with my life? Like, I don't know. And I started with really evaluating, like, my heart, and I'm like, okay, what do I desire to do in life? What does my heart want? And I realized, like, 3 things that I really deeply desire is to, like, connect with people on a deep level, and to, like, travel and see the new things, and to do art. And I was like, nursing is not